Hi, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator from Kansas, and I cannot believe we are actually in a new month, but it is May. And so we are starting a new stamp set this month. We will be making cards with the needle and thread stamp set, and this is retiring at the end of the month. So if you love what you see, you might want to get your hands on it pretty soon. The good news is Stampin' Up has guaranteed that stamp sets that are retiring will be available through, I believe it's May 24th. If I'm wrong on that, I will correct it when this is recorded, but I believe it is May 24th. Everything else that is retiring is as long as supplies last. So if you love something on the last chance or retiring list, you might want to get your hands on it as soon as you can. Also, since it's May, the Everything's Rosy Project Medley is now available only in the month of May and only as long as supplies last. If you want to know more about these things, you can head on over to angelstamps.stampinup.net, or you can go to my blog at angelstamps1.blogspot.com. This is the card we will be making today. And we're going to be using both the die cutting machine and the stamparatus to do some of the lines to make them exact. So I'll flip us down and let's get started. I'm trying to see if I can see this video happening live in case there are any comments, but at this moment I'm not able to watch it. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. I figured you want to look at my knees too much. So we will move that just a little bit. And we will be making this card and using several different tools as we do it. So I am going to go ahead and we are going to stamp the flowers first. I meant to bring over a bone folder to squish the ink out of the way, but I'm not sure I did. That's what happens when you get distracted. You don't always get things done. Now, I stamped the original card in Melon Mambo. However, my Melon Mambo seems to be missing again. And I already bought a new one, so I don't know what happened to it. But once I get my office cleaned, then we'll see if I can find it. And I'm going to use the edge of a block and just scoot the ink out of the way. You improvise when you don't have the tool you need. Do it again. Didn't quite get that one the way I wanted it. Alright. And then I will grab the smaller of flower stamps. And to get a couple of those stamped as well. I actually think I'm going to move them, or at least that one, so I can cut out both the big flower and the smaller flower at the same time. And so I have a mess, but we will clean everything up here after a bit. And I'm going to move my stamp surface and put my die machine. This is the Big Shot, and it is retiring as well. Along with all the accessories that go with it. I will someday have news about a new exciting die and embossing machine, but not at this point. Alright. Let me grab my needlepoint elements dies, which are also retiring. I'm trying to find where it goes. Looks like it probably goes that way. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that way is better. And then I have my smaller flower die. And we'll do this one first so we can do both of them at the same time. And on the smaller ones, it's somewhat easier for me to line up because it has the words at the top. But my magnet plate is being difficult. Okay, there we go. And then I'll put my cutting plate on and we will send this through. And then I will have one more smaller one to do. It's my big flower and one of my small flowers. Get this set up and then we will line it up to cut out this small flower. It's being difficult. I'm going to flip my cutting plate over because I've heard that that helps. I've also heard that it's not such a help, but we will see. No, that did not help. Let me switch cutting plates. it would help if I'd get my new ones out that are not quite so beat up, but I'm not in the mood to do that yet. That works out better. We'll put this cutting plate on and then send it through. I believe I am done with those dies for today. So I am just going to set them over there. And my big shot as well. Sorry, that was me whacking the stand. Now I am going to, oh, I'm not done with either one of those. Silly me. There is some stitching that I did along the bottom of the card base. So I'm going to grab that out of there. And I have not even cut my card base yet. So I'll go ahead and do that. This is 4 1/4, and we are using basic gray today. Okay. And we will be just putting it along the bottom edge of one side. And so, get that lined up, and I'm going to take my stitching. I want the loop to face up. So I'm just going to line this up along the bottom edge of the card base. And we will send it through. Then I'm going to move my stitching to get it all the way across. I don't want it too close. Alright, we'll see what that does. Okay, and now I can put these things away for now. And I will show you what we just did. Here is the stitching that we just put at the bottom of the card front. I'm going to set that aside for now because we are going to get out the Stamparatus, and I'm going to cut a piece of smoky slate, And we are going to do the hinge step line work with the Stamparatus. Measure this and make sure my dimensions are correct. That's about 3 1/4 by 2. So we have about 3 1/4 by 2. And then I did not get a piece out for the card interior. So I'll go ahead and get that cut as well. We'll cut it 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, get my trimmer put away and bring out my Stamparatus. I absolutely love my Stamparatus bag. It lets me keep everything that I need related to my Stamparatus in one place. When we do the Stamparatus class, we will be using this to make some wreaths, but we don't need it today. Today we're doing the hinge step technique, which is also something we'll be doing in the Stamparatus class. And I have not gotten that Facebook invite out yet, so I am putting it out there for you now. If you would like to be part of a Stamparatus class and get your own Stamparatus and learn how to do these amazing things with it, you can RSVP by this coming Saturday. And the class will be not next week, but the week after. Okay. So I'm going to lay my stitches. Oops. This is when the grid comes in handy, because you're going to want straight lines so you can line up your piece of paper on your graph paper and then line up your stamp directly on the straight lines of the grid. Close it up, pick it up, and then we are using basic gray to ink this up. We'll see if that gets it where it's dark as I want it. Yes, that's fine. And then for the hinge step technique, you just pick up the plate move it down one step, with the hinge down one step, ink it up again, and stamp again. And you keep doing that all the way down your paper. Now I'm going to move my magnet because I want to take this down another step, and then we're going to move it and go back up. Because I would like some lines in the middle of those. And so that's about where I want it. So we will pick it up. And it left a very light impression, but that's okay because we're stamping in the exact place. And then we're picking it up and going up to the next one. Now these are not going to be exact measurements apart, but it does make a pattern. So I'm going to move the magnet again to the bottom so that I have room to take my hinge step up one more time. All right. And I'm going to grab my chamois and clean this off. I know it looked horrible the whole time I was doing it, but I'm trusting what they've told me and also my own personal experience that even when you get ink on your Stamparatus plate, you are not going to get ink on your paper other than where you intentionally put it. Wipe off my magnet, get rid of that graph paper. Set my Stamparatus aside, and we are going to go ahead and clean up these stamps and the block while we have the chamois out and are doing that. Okay, then we will grab, let me get things set up so that I can stamp on here again where you can see. There's my foam mat pad and my grid paper to protect my foam and also to help me stay lined up. Then I'm going to, I grabbed the wrong thing. Let me see if my son will get it for me. Hang on. Noah, can you get me my black ink off the table across from me? And also my dimensionals that are over there. So while he's doing that, black ink and dimensionals, I think I don't know. I think maybe a package was delivered or something crazy. It's not anything exciting from Stampin' Up. Okay. I am going to, it was just my daughter knocking on the door. I'm going to use this, I'm going to line this up on the front of the card so that I know where I want to put the sentiment. And that is what I will be stamping in the Memento ink, the Tuxedo Black. Probably should have just used the Stamparatus, but we're going to do it right here. Sending you happiness and love. And then I'm going to get my lovely lipstick ink ready again. And we will be putting some flowers on the card interior. It's this piece of smoky slate that I have cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I'm going to take the ink and scoot it over to the edges. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off because I have my chamois right here. And that'll keep it from being too much of a disaster. Okay. Then I'm going to take the bigger of the flowers make sure I have enough ink on there, stamp it right in the corner. And then I'll take the smaller of the flowers and I'll be stamping one on each side. Okay, and now I think we're ready to put the card together. So, I lost my mind for a minute and couldn't remember where I put my glue. It's because I always have been keeping it here so I would not ever forget it. That only works if you remember where you put it so you won't forget it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue the card interior inside the card. Okay. And then we are going to get the dimensionals and place them on the back of our smoky slate piece that we did use the Stamparatus hinge step technique to put the lines on. right, I think I want it the other way. Right there. And then going to place dimensionals on the back of the flowers. Get a little dimensional happy today. If you want some quick cards and you want to join in the celebration, the goodbye party for the 2017 to 2019 in colors, that's what we will be featuring, saying goodbye to at the Simple Stamp class this month, which is, let me think, next week, I believe. It's the second week of May, whenever that is. It's not next week, it's the week after that. And it'll be Tuesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, or Thursday evening. And then the Stamparatus product-based class is the week after that. And finally will be our monthly card class. And I will have kind of a card buffet set up with cards using some retiring products, and you will get to choose which 5 cards you want to make. So I will have all that information on my blog at angelstamps1.blogspot.com. If you need any more information, contact me there. Contact me on my Facebook page. This is the card we just made today. It says, sending you happiness and love. And we have the stitched detail at the bottom of the card, as well as the lines that we use the stamp hinge technique with. And don't you just love the way you can actually see the individual threads in these distinctive images. I'm gonna flip you back up for a second. See if there are any questions. There are not. I've been kind of watching over on my computer. And so if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, I will be monitoring questions and comments, and I will get back to you soon. So I will see you next week as we make our second card with the needle and thread stamp set. Bye.